Hello, wonderful guys. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the podcast Football or Nothing. And it has been a very wonderful week. We've got a lot of things to discuss on here. We'll be talking about Jürgen Klopp farewell, which has not been going well so far, so good. The Manchester daylight robbery, they felt they should have gotten a win against Burnley. They didn't get that, so we're talking about that. Arsenal keep defining the hold. They won at North London. The North London derby, it was won by the Gunners. And of course, we want to know who should be credited for that early success, that wonderful premieres of Liverpool. Should it be Jürgen Klopp or Michael Edwards, the then sporting director? We'll be talking about that as well. So I will not be discussing all of this alone. My name is Kenny, and I'm live here on the studio with Prosper Westman, the controversial man.
I'm not longer controversial because many of my takes are now coming to pass. They have now becoming reality.
Yeah.
So you cannot remove controversial from my name.
Liverpool.
When I say Liverpool, we're closer to making top four than winning the title. You people called me clown, but I'm no longer controversial because reality is not playing. So you cannot remove controversial from
Liverpool
my name.
can still win the title.
You are ending third. You are heading third.
Miracle can still happen.
Leave your land. Leave your dreamland. Leave your dreamland. I'm no longer controversial.
And of course, I've got Robert Lewandowski's
Lewa Jackson.
Robert Lewandowski is now one of the best.
He's now one of the best in the world. Last week it was Lewa Jackson, and this week is one of the best in the world.
So A3P is also in the building. So we'll be talking about a lot of things. So let's start with that. Liverpool, it seems the title hopes are gone. It has faded away.
The thing is, these things are not rock science, rock, paper, scissors, or whatever. It has been there, the science has been there, but it's a painful thing that the farewell never went well. The farewell of Jürgen Klopp has never went well, because right from the onset, I said it, this direct system is not sustainable, because at the end of the season, you can't keep playing and getting away with it. If you look City's and Arsenal's past few 2-3 games, they are not about playing direct. If they are not dominating you territorially, they allow you to dominate them. What they just need to do is get the win over the line. And right now, if you look, the teams that have caused Liverpool trouble are teams that need something to stay up. You see West Ham, they are fighting for the European spot. You saw this team, Crystal Palace. They are trying to get themselves into a stable point.
Since then, they've been doing
doing decently well and all of that. So it's a pity that you people never actually listened to me. But now the reality is playing before you lot. And I'm so happy. I feel vindicated because Liverpool fans called me clown on this show.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody came to my DM and called me clown because of what I said about Liverpool. So I feel so happy that the farewell never went well. From quadruple team to now we're ending home with the team pots.
What do you think is the problem?
I think right now it shouldn't be any surprise to anyone that Liverpool season and the end of Jürgen Klopp era is going to end like this, because right from the start I actually cited the mistake. Because from the very first time, all of this that is happening is an intentional cause by Jürgen Klopp himself and the entire Liverpool board. Because Jürgen Klopp announcing himself that he will be leaving at the end of the season. It shouldn't be at the middle of the season when the team are still fighting, are still striving to make it.
Sorry.
You understand? I'm sorry to. I want to make a point.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be at the middle of the season when a lot is still at stake. They are looking, the trophy is ahead of them. It shouldn't be like that. It should be around when the season is about to end. So they can actually just tell you, okay, this man is going to leave at this present period. But to my own perspective, I think that's what affected the team entirely.
Not really.
And the entire
Not really. For me, yeah, I felt him announcing he was leaving when he was having the 5-point lead was supposed to be a mentality boost for the player.
Galvanize them to.
I don't know if you get. Let me play it back to your club. When Xavi announced he would leave Barcelona at the end of the season, from when he made that announcement till date, you can see every Barcelona player wanting to fight for this badge.
Yes.
I don't know if you get. When Klopp made that announcement, there was that sense of belonging, that sense in the players' head that, oh, this man is leaving. We need to give him a proper farewell. This man was who made a lot of those Liverpool players, those who you now call legends, some of the greatest of their generation. Jürgen Klopp made them. It was a case of okay, we need to give him a proper farewell. So for me, I felt it should have been a mentality
But sorry
boost.
to say, that can only work when you have a team whereby there are no newcomers that are trying to blend to the system of the team. You know, when it comes to Barcelona has players that are already blended to the team before Xavi announced. But right now, they have the likes of Soboslai, the likes of McAllister, the likes of
How many newcomers?
a lot of players that are trying to blend into the team.
How many newcomers
like
there?
Right now, even the old players in the team, they are not really performing
Now,
well.
how many
It's the new faces
now,
that
how many
are really,
newcomers
that are
do
really
they
trying
have?
their best.
In the same case, sorry to breach you. The same case, Barcelona has Gundogan. You have Romero, you have João Cancelo, and you have this Igor Martinez.
Yes.
But that is not an excuse. If there is a big mentality in the dressing room, it should not affect the newcomers.
Now, what I think is the problem is, I don't think now we should blow this thing out of proportion like it's kind of Klopp's problem or whatever. I think many people at the start of the season would not have predicted Liverpool to go into this season challenging for the title. It was meant to be a transitional season for Liverpool. So to some extent, probably maybe a neutral Liverpool fan will feel like, okay, we have overachieved this season. Now, I think the problem is Liverpool are creating chances. If you look at the games that Liverpool have not been winning, the Manchester United game, in the first half, Liverpool had about 17 shots. The problem is the front line, they've gone on holiday. And it is very disheartening.
And who went on holiday? Who went on holiday in the front line?
The main Egyptian king.
He went to Ramadan and never came back.
That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, DF Kenny. That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you announcing it up front, I am very certain that a lot of actions being taken by Musala. That's one of the biggest influence. Because Musala, there's a lot of offer on the table for him. Huge offer on the table for him. He was supposed to leave last season, but he actually stayed one more season. And at the end of the day, a lot of players are realizing that, the reason why we are staying here is because this man is like a father figure to us. That's why we are staying. So right now, this man is leaving. We don't know the next person that's going to come in. We don't know the next line of action. So that can actually prompt them to mislead.
Let me refresh your memories also, because we've had this conversation when I said Mo Salah, Alisson, Virgil van Dijk and Arnold has been the core to what Liverpool has been doing this season. Salah went on Ramadan and never came back. And then this chance miss situation you are talking about became a problem. Now, it has showed one thing this season, that the old members have been the mentality boost in the team, because Alisson this season has been off and on.
You see, I can actually stand to dispute that. Reason being that when Salah went for the AFCON, Liverpool played some of the best football during that period, and goals were coming in from Diogo Jota. You see the likes of Avielio stepping up. A lot of goals were coming up from a lot of departments, and Liverpool was still playing the best football back then.
Let me remind you. When Mo Salah went for AFCON, Alisson was available. He was at his A game. Virgil van Dijk was at his A game.
No, I'm talking about
was at his A game. Your crumble. Let me remind you. Your crumble started when towards Keller in the post.
Yes.
Bradley could not discover himself. He was not that guy he was before.
Yes.
And Virgil van Dijk became back the stripper he was.
No, you're not getting me.
And the problem was not available.
He was not available.
The problem is why Salah was away for the AFCON.
Yeah.
It's not like Liverpool were playing any differently. Liverpool were scoring goals. Things were fine.
Yes.
Now, everybody in the team is back. All these so-called core members that you said, everybody is back in the team. Chances are coming, but nobody's converting these chances. I think it's more of like a mentality, something like a psychological breakdown for everybody in the front line. Liverpool are creating chances. If you look at all the games that they've not been winning, Crystal Palace created loads of chances, couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Against West Ham as well, hitting the bar a couple of times. It's just like a course. Liverpool are not playing any different from what they have been playing. Liverpool are conceding chances, unlike the two other teams.
The mentality.
Now let me remind you. Let me remind you. You should know that right from the start of the season, your game has always been outscoring the opponent. I don't know if you get.
Yes.
If you look the likes of City, Arsenal, City has not kept a lot of clean sheet this season. But there's one thing they try to do is limit you from creating so much chances. That has never been Liverpool's team this season. I remember we both had this conversation towards the start of the season off the podcast, where we said Liverpool are playing this end-to-end game and it would require a lot of high scoring situations for them to overturn all of this. And I feel like all these things are now backfiring, because if you look at the Crystal Palace game, it was a game where Crystal Palace took their chances and then they put a wonderful defensive performance, and then after that they had a couple of chances, about 3-4 good clear-cut chances which they could have buried and they could not, but yet Liverpool were still posing threat. I buy the idea of Liverpool are not taking their chances, but at the same time I feel like there needs to be a lot of shift that should be done from both the midfield down to the defense.
Okay, we'll leave that to you guys to drop in the comment section where you think it all went wrong for Liverpool, and things even got worse. Mohamed Salah and Jürgen Klopp on the touchline.
That was what I was trying to say earlier. That sometimes when you make some decisions, when you say some things, it affects the entire team, especially the senior members. We don't know. We are all human. We don't know what Mohamed Salah has in mind or what he's thinking right behind it, because it has never happened. Everybody has known Mohamed Salah to be a leader, to be a player that doesn't disrespect his managers or any of his teammates.
This is the first time.
This is the first time. But to my own perspective, to what I know, to what I understand, I believe the actions, what actually happened to Mo Salah was that the action he took actually misfired when he heard about all these new offers. Jürgen Klopp is going. Both of them are not going to be in that team next season. It's very certain. I can assure you that. So I can just do anyhow I like. That's what I believe.
Do you think he should have behaved that way, knowing that a manager that brought you from the gutter, that made you what you are, after 7 years of service?
The thing
I don't think he deserves that kind of treatment.
For me, you need to cut Mo Salah the slack, because this is the first time he's having an outburst with the manager. It's not like it has been a continuous issue. And he
also made a statement in which he has something in mind.
The first time Salah had an outburst, this first time Salah had an outburst was with Sadio Mane. That was on pitch related chances and all of that. But this thing is this: we've seen KDB told Pep Guardiola to shut up. Yeah. We've seen Foden warn Guardiola never to disrespect him, and Guardiola apologized. I felt like if Liverpool had won that game, many of this would have gone under the carpet. I don't know if you get. Yeah. Now, the thing is, my issue in all of this is, it happens. Managers and players. We've seen when Aguero was in Man City, when Aguero and Pep Guardiola had the bust out during the touchline. I don't know if you get. And then he was bringing out Aguero, bringing in a certain Gabriel Jesus. They had a bust out, and Gabriel Jesus scored immediately, and they both hugged each other and celebrated. I feel like the media, it's a case of the media blowing this out of proportion. And Liverpool fans, I'm coming also for them, because you can't come out to say the best player in the last 6 to 5 years should leave your club or should get the fuck out of your club because of one outburst with the manager, or because he has a dip in form. I feel like that is an ungrateful statement to make as a Liverpool fan, that you should get out of my club, this, that, just for a few dip in form. If you were the one with Marcus Rashford, what would you say?
That's what I'm trying to say. And the main reason why the fans are making that statement is that they know that it's very certain. They have like 80% assurance that he's not going to be in that team next season.
I think what's really happening is, now if you look at the entire Liverpool setup right now, from the staffs to the players to the fans, everybody seems mentally deflated at the moment. Now it's more of like everybody's blowing things out of proportion. I could remember a game versus West Ham. I think that was during the COVID era. Now Jürgen Klopp made a substitution. He substituted off James Mina. Mina was not very happy about the situation. They had an argument on the touchline. He brought in Curtis Jones. Like 2 minutes after bringing off Curtis Jones made he scored the goal, made an assist, I think. So the goal was scored. Mina was approaching the bench. He had to turn back to Klopp and give him a hug. Like, you knew what you were doing. So you understand. So now, I think that is what is really happening with Liverpool right now. I think it's a case of mental deflation. Everybody is not happy.
What happened to mentality monsters? What happened to mentality monsters, Kenny?
The mentality,
they never saw the monster. It's not Beauty and the Beast.
There's not even beauty, only beast.
Just the beast. We are seeing the beast, not beauty.
And I feel Salah shouldn't have made a statement of, if I speak, there will be fire. I think he's a more mature. As one of the key leaders of the dressing room, no matter what, you can iron it out with your manager.
I feel like also it's a case of a whole lot is happening at Liverpool's dressing room that is not being portrayed outside.
Yeah.
You know that thing of why a proper run club we just sugarcoat things outside, even when things are not okay at home. I don't know if you get, like in the Nigeria slang, they will say, "No, let them see you finish." For a foreign viewer, it means don't give somebody that room to see the bad side or the bad things you are going through and all of that. Don't let them see you finish. That is the situation Liverpool were in. I just feel like there is a whole lot going on in that Liverpool dressing room, because I've seen some players digress. Like you see players on the pitch and you look them, they are not mentally there.
The likes of Darwin Núñez.
Dawizi has never come back from the last international window.
The likes of Gravenberch.
That one has never been there. He has never been there. Even Joe Gomez was having a good season, and all of a sudden you just look.
The likes of
Bradley also.
Yes. Dominic Szoboszlai was affected by everything. Mentally, he's mentally tired. He's physically tired. I don't know.
Mentality monster is tired.
The monster is no longer there. It's not beast. The farewell never went well. We saw it, but they never believed.
I hope to see that in their documentary. They have to put it on there.
You see that documentary?
They have to put it
We'll
on.
stream it live with Kenny live on our YouTube page.
At least not an Arsenal fan, because you are a Barcelona fan, you're going troughless. You're an Arsenal fan, you're going troughless as well.
You can't say that with your full confidence. I still have a chance. I still have a chance. You still have a chance. I still have a chance.
You are the one going troughless.
You think you can still win the English Premier League
I
title?
can't. There's a chance.
No.
There's a slim chance. There's
No
a
matter
slim
what
chance.
Arsenal does, they are not winning the English Premier League title.
This place is coming from it.
Just because of their
It's coming
fans.
from it.
Yeah.
Because this was the same Kenny that set his phone camera and said, Arsenal deserve the Premier League title.
About Arsenal winning the Premier League, I prefer not to talk.
They both don't even deserve to speak. They both don't deserve to speak.
So, Manchester United, they felt they should have gotten a win against Burnley. It was like a daylight robbery. The officiating in England is nothing to write home about. It keep costing teams points over and over again.
That's not a new thing in football.
In English
I think
football.
when it happens, I always get so mad. I get so angry. That was the meaning of this. And I don't even get angry at when that match is going on. What makes me angry most is when the match is over and this apologies comes in. We are very sorry. This and that. I'll be looking like, are we going to replay this match? That's not possible. So I don't even think that apology is needed when it happens. Yeah. That's not a new thing. Yeah. Officiating in England is really shambolic.
It's porous.
It's poor. Yeah. It's porous. And even as time goes on, I think people will start clamoring for VAR out. We don't want VAR anymore.
Yeah, Sweden League has scrapped VAR. The fans are not against VAR.
This is not even making sense anymore.
It's not making sense anymore.
Especially when you see the note of apology. Every time you see the note of apology, we are very sorry for this, we are very sorry for that. After you affecting other teams.
But in as much as I think fans are always saying VAR out, I think we are kind of hypocritical about this VAR thing. Because the day it favors us, everybody's like,
everything goes well.
VAR is fine. It's favors your team. But once
let me be real. I'm sorry to say I'm a Barcelona fan. I have to say this. Since when VAR was invented, VAR has never favored us. To me.
I prefer really not to speak.
Yes.
If I speak,
I'll be fire.
There'll be fire. There'll be fire.
There is no single team
that's never been favored.
There's nobody favored by VAR. There is no single football team.
I've come to this thing with VAR, yeah. Is some days it favors you and some days it goes against you.
It goes against you.
And most times it's painful as a football fan. It's painful as a football fan that it goes against you. But the day it just goes your way and you try to be deluded about it.
Yes,
you try to be deluded about it.
Against us.
So I just feel like the VAR thing here, it was brought in to correct human error. And now it's making more errors than human.
Yes, exactly.
It would be a different ballgame if the VAR is not there and we know this is solely human error.
Yeah.
Oh, this would have been an offside, but oh well, no VAR also. But you were meant to correct human error and then you are making more errors than human. I just feel like the VAR needs to do better. The English referee needs to do better. The PGMOL needs to do better.
The error of VAR is not even only in Premier League. Even the last match, the last Clasico between Barcelona and Real Madrid. It was very glaring that ball, Lamine Yamal from corner kick is really a goal. But at the end of the day, they said it was a no goal. At the end of the day, there was apologies here and there. What for? The apologies not needed.
And this Javier Tebas, La Liga president, he said the reason why La Liga hasn't brought in the goal line technology is he doesn't feel it is needed because unlike VAR, the goal line technology is not used many times during the season, so it's like wasting of money.
I prefer not to talk about that.
So, do you think what Abiateba said? Do you think it makes sense? Is it sense or no sense to you? Let's know what you think in the comment section, guys. So guys, Eric Ten Hag made a statement that I find funny. He said we are the most entertaining and the most dynamic team in the English Premier League. What's Eric Ten Hag? What was he thinking?
He said they are one. When I saw the quote here, I thought it was fake. I had to go to some verified United page. I thought it was doctored. So I went to some verified United page, and the next thing I just retweeted was the only people you are entertaining to are neutrals like us, not United fans. Because anytime I go to watch United fan, I just go to United games. I just go to watch with the case of. I don't expect anything. Just go and watch the opponent dominate. I don't really know.
How can a manager who is always setting up his team for failure? How can he say something?
I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised about Eric Ten Hag's mentality, because when he was in Ajax, the way he wins, his mentality is quite different. Maybe Manchester influence, big team influence, or he can't even handle that pressure. Because I don't see anything entertaining. I'm sorry to say Manchester United.
There's nothing to be sorry about. That is fact.
I don't see anything entertaining.
They also know it.
The only player that is entertaining that team is Bruno Fernandes. To me, nothing else is entertaining about that team. Nothing else is entertaining about the way Manchester United plays.
I don't understand. Tactically, the man is giving the team a lot of problem. The front line and the second line goes for press. The last line doesn't back up the press. He wants to build up. He's going to his fullbacks. Teams are now noticing. Okay, let's trap the fullback. Once we set the trap for them, we win the ball and we are closer to the goal. Just look at Onana.
Onana versus Sheffield.
Just look at Onana. Onana was trying to feed the ball to his fullback, and Sheffield pounced on that, and they scored. Eric Ten Hag is setting up these boys for failure. I think Onana used to be a very decent goalie, and up to now, I still believe that boy is a very, very decent goalie.
He's still one of the best.
He's still one of the best. I think Eric Ten Hag is one of the big problems.
I see one thing in that team again. I observe one thing about the team. Every time they lose, Eric Ten Hag doesn't scold those boys. I think maybe the influence of you coaching a big team, you coaching players, caliber of players. In Manchester, as we have Madrid for Spain. Madrid, anybody that plays for Madrid, they see Madrid as, we are playing for the biggest team in the world. Same thing applies to Manchester United. If you are playing for Manchester United, in Manchester, in London, in England, you are a big boy. You see yourself as someone that is playing for the biggest team in England. But so I think maybe Eric Ten Hag doesn't want to offend those players. He doesn't want to get them angry.
No.
So he always say what
I will stand. I will stand to dispute that.
He always says what.
I feel like the problem with Ten Hag is he has poor media management. If you watch United lose a game and you wait for Ten Hag's press conference, it's a comedy show. Most times he said things and you ask yourself, did I really watch the same match this man coached? Now, the thing of scolding players, you can't tell me a manager who kicked Cristiano Ronaldo out
and threw Sancho under the bus.
Threw Sancho under the bus. Last season, Rashford was having the form of his life. He came to the team meeting late and he disciplined him that he doesn't score. He scored players. We've had rumors of players complaining that they run too much in training as punishment. I don't know if you get when they lost to Brentford last season, the early games of last season, they lost to Brentford and made them run times 3 of what Brentford players ran the entire game. You can't tell me such a man is not a disciplinator. The thing is this with Man United right now. I'm fed up. I'm not even a United fan because there's nothing you want to say that you have never said before.
Yeah, the team is not even united.
United itself is not united.
That's it.
Even within their fan base, they're not united. You see some Rashford in. You see some sell Bruno, keep Bruno. You see everybody divided. Someone Ten Hag to say someone. There is no unity in United.
And I think since he threw Cristiano Ronaldo under the bus back there, I think the fan base have been splitted into two.
Yeah,
some believe that because of Cristiano Ronaldo, that because you chase Cristiano Ronaldo,
that was the incident. That was the incident you would know a true United fan and those who supported United because of
Cristiano Ronaldo.
There are many Barcelona fans who supported Barcelona because of Lionel Messi.
Yes.
They were stuck. Now they are stuck there. You can't go out to the public and say you're an Inter Miami fan.
I used to.
That's not possible.
In fact, I used to be a big fan of Eric Ten Hag, and I've always been saying good things about him. And I still feel he should stay. But making those kind of statements, it shows that you are.
He needs a media. He needs media training.
Yeah.
Him alongside the £1 billion Bottle Boys manager for Mauricio Pochettino. They need media training.
And they drew at those £1 billion bottle job guys. They drew at Aston Villa. They feel like they should have won the game. It was a push on I think it was Diego Carlos that Badiashile pushed, and they felt that
was never a foul. That was what they felt.
That was
what me I feel is that is 100% a foul.
It is 100% a
because
foul.
a player without the ball, Diego Carlos was without the ball. It was still few meters away from them, and you hit him with your elbow at the back. If that is any part of the pitch, that's a foul. I've seen my defender getting a yellow card from that, and doing it outside the box. I've seen people also getting away with it. The thing is, it's the inconsistency of the English Premier League referees that makes a whole lot of bad decisions look like they are good,
and a whole lot of correct
decisions look like they are bad.
Look like incorrect decisions.
When it comes to English Premier League referees, I'm very certain anybody can notice this. In futures to come, we'll hear about a lot of matches in which it's been controversial right now. We'll start hearing them in the future that, against Chelsea, Aston Villa, this and that. I was called to do this, I was called to do that. That's going to be in the future. When most of those referees are retired.
Yeah.
There's something going on within that we are not knowing about it. We don't know anything that's going on about it.
Even
something is going on. Because there are some decisions that are very glaring. Even a professional, someone that doesn't know about refereeing, we know that this is very clear. You can't just do this like this.
If Code Palmer, your ice cold Palmer, had buried the chance, the 1v1 chance he had against Austin, he would have never called for the case of Badiashile, because he had a 1v1 with the goalkeeper and just.
And Chelsea fans, I'm sorry to tell you this, that's a clear pain. I think from young age you are taught, if you are between the man and the ball, if you feel any contact, go down.
Go down.
That's it. It's a very simple thing. Chelsea fans, sorry to say, that is not a goal. Sorry. The goal should have been cancelled. Just the way the decision is very, very correct. And we go to another side of London, the red side. Prosper, do like this. Congratulations, see you guys.
London is red.
Congratulations to you guys. Not London is red again. I think I saw the game, and I think Arsenal are mentally in a better place than last season.
Arsenal are the real mentality monster.
Yeah, I have to give it up for
not
them.
Liverpool.
Wow! Coming from A-Trips, I'm so happy. I feel like I'm on top of the world. This is more than a trophy right now.
And remember, guys, an episode of this podcast, A-Trip said he doesn't see Arsenal as
a big team. He also went far and said the reason Arsenal was in the title race last season was because Liverpool was not there. And this season, Liverpool and Man City are the only title contenders. So coming from you is more than the EPL title. Thank you very much. I don't need the trophy anymore.
I won't dispute that.
I don't need the trophy anymore.
Arsenal actually taught us that with hard work, with consistency, the mentality is there.
Yeah.
The mentality is there.
Yeah. And for me, I felt like Arsenal of last season would have lost that game.
Not London derby.
Yeah, you get. I see that added 6 minutes was the longest 6 minutes of my life. I was literally on my knees like, God, because
the pressure was much
because I've had this conversation on your platform also that the games I'm scared of the most going towards the end of the season is Tottenham Hotspur away and Man United away. In as much as Man United is in a bad form, there would be one team that are ready to ruin your parade. I don't know if you get. The parade right now is a parade of hope. Just hope something happens to City. I don't know if you get. So you need to keep
a draw.
Yeah, you need to mount the pressure on them. And when we were 3-0 up, I was comfortable. But when Raya made that mistake, I was like, okay, please get me the 4-1. Get me 4-1, because I knew in me that Spurs would get the second goal. And then Rice kicked the wrong ball. You would understand what I mean. He kicked the wrong ball and then got the penalty. They got the penalty, and instantly, what I loved from Mikel, he just removed Odegaard instantly and brought in a defender.
I loved what Saka said. He said we learned from our mistake in the past season and won't make that same mistake again. That's the spirit.
And they have matured more this season.
Yeah.
They are doing very fine. They are defying all the odds. Everybody felt like, okay, they are going to crumble at against Tottenham. Everybody felt that. What was the last game before Tottenham?
Chelsea.
Okay. Everybody felt
Chelsea.
that.
You know why I'm doing this? Kayava scored again. Kayava scored again.
5-0.
5-0. Kayava scored again.
You know they are defying the odds, and I think even if they don't win the league, I think every Arsenal fan should feel like that's a very wonderful season. Every Arsenal fan should believe that's a wonderful season. That's a very wonderful season. No matter how you try to paint it, it's a very wonderful season.
There is big assurance that they can even win the league.
The assurance is
they might.
It's Pep word, yeah.
Because
we live in Pep word.
Yeah,
so right now we live in Pep word, and for Arsenal to win the league is in the hands of Pep.
Yeah.
And when you live in his words, he rules the way he likes. So you just have to be deluded to say there's a big chance. There's no big chance anywhere.
He rules the league.
Yeah.
So and Nottingham Forest, there was this scandal. This Pep Guardiola that you said now. Man City, we all know they are always favourite to win any game, but still we do hear some stuffs about them that's not always very pleasing. Now there was an allegation made against Chris Wood during the Nottingham Forest and City game. He missed a couple of chances, which they felt
Wood lost in the forest.
Okay.
Wood got lost in the forest,
which they felt he should have buried. And there was this, social media doesn't forget anything you do.
Yeah.
Now back in 2011, he made a tweet about City, that's go City or whatever, which shows he's a City boy. He loves Man City. He's a City fan. So during the game a few days ago against Nottingham Forest and City, he's in a good goal scoring form, Chris Wood.
Yeah.
So those chances, they expect him to be burying those chances. It felt like you are doing it intentionally to favour Man City.
That is the life of a City boy. That is the life of a City boy. So Chris Wood getting lost in the forest. Wood getting lost in the forest it shouldn't be a surprise to me.
Not an ordinary forest.
Nottingham Forest. Yeah.
The forest in
you couldn't find Woods in the forest that day.
But do you think that allegation?
No, I just felt like it's Arsenal fans blowing things out of proportion because strikers miss chances. And I can tell you the reason why many of them watched that match was they were all there supporting Nottingham Forest to hope a miracle happen. And when that miracle don't go your way, you find flimsy excuses just to go ahead with your agenda.
If at all, if Chris Wood was to be playing in a more bigger team, like a more bigger team, more stronger team, I can say maybe the allegation might be real.
Because you are fighting for relegation. They are fighting a relegation battle.
Even on a neutral ground, playing against City, a Forest in Nottingham won't expect a win or a draw. It definitely is going to be a win. Even if Chris Wood buried all those chances, City are still going to win.
Yeah, that was not the best game for City. Like I said, I mentioned it earlier that when we discussed about Liverpool, that if you look at Arsenal City, their last few games, they are not about how they play. It's just let's get the result. That was not the best game for City, and people felt this was the game they should have dropped a point. And the Nottingham Forest right now are also on the brink of relegation.
Sometimes that's always the spirit of a champion. Having those ugly wins, having those narrow wins.
I remember when you won the league last season, there were games where Xavi had to play around football. We get 1-0 and
1-0. Yes. It should be like, sometimes Madrid plays like that.
Yeah.
Madrid plays like that.
Yeah, against Man City first leg.
Sometimes they sit back.
Yeah, that was like when I saw
they are the new Cadiz.
When I saw our lineup, when I saw our lineup against Nottingham Forest, I knew this was not a game we came to play because there were only 3 players on the pitch who were 5 foot. The rest of them were 6 foot, 6 foot, 6 foot, 6 foot, 6 foot. So I just knew this was a game of bully and just get the result the way you want. That was just it.
And talking about that Nottingham Forest, they're in a big relegation battle. We all know that Sheffield United, their fate has been sealed. They are back to where they belong. I feel they should never come back.
They should never step their foot.
United
and if you are a big team, your team drew to Sheffield United this season. Sorry, your team is not a big team. You know yourself.
Are you talking about the certain team?
No, they know themselves.
Anything that comes Nottingham Forest way, I think they deserve it because I'm always saying it. You
can't play
this is your former manager. I actually skipped the name before. Steve Copper. I don't know what Steve Copper was doing at that team for so long.
He was playing football manager.
You almost offloaded almost an entire team, bringing in a new team, a new set of players with a lot of money. A new set of players.
At the point they signed like 22 players.
40-something players in 2 seasons.
You guys didn't actually sack this man. He should have gone a long time ago. So they deserve that spot they are in. They deserve it. That will serve as a lesson for them.
If we're going to take a look at the relegation battle, Luton are on 25 points right now. Their remaining fixtures, they have fixtures against Everton.
Wow.
That's not.
Everton is safe.
That's not an easy. That's not an easy one.
That's not an easy one. But everybody knows Everton.
I don't.
Everybody knows Everton.
Well, Everton mathematically they are safe right now.
Yeah.
They're safe.
But I don't think they will leave the thing to Luton to just have their day.
For me, honestly, I feel for Luton because I feel like I love the manager.
Yeah.
I love the personality the manager portrays.
and
I love the way they play.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of those things that they need a proper backing to get to what the manager wants to do. I just have a special spot for them, and I hope they stay.
I hope they say. I hope Forest go back to the Forest.
That's going to be tough because they are never beaten. They are never beaten Everton.
They have Everton.
And they have
West Ham.
Everton. They have West Ham and they have Fulham.
That is
Now,
not an easy ride.
My brother,
the
brother, they are not staying. They are not staying.
What about Burnley? Can Burnley make the chance? Burnley's remaining fixtures. They have fixtures against Newcastle.
Whitewash.
They have they are going away to Spurs.
Wow.
And the final one will be very interesting. The final game of the season will be
With them and Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest.
Wow. That would be
a championship final.
championship.
The Forest Grums.
Now, if Forest if Burnley are not relegated by then, if they are not fully relegated by then.
So looking at the fixtures of these three guys competing for the by relegation battle right now, who do you think can make it? Nottingham Forest. They have Sheffield United, they have Chelsea, and they have Burnley.
Quality and form-wise, I need to put out my sentimental thing. Yeah, quality and feature-wise and all of that. You need to also put into consideration that Luton are struggling with injury. Yeah. The likes of Adebayo and all of that are injured. And then Nottingham Forest, in as much as Wood got lost in the forest, they still have a chance with the likes of Kalomosi Odoi, Elanga, and all of Divock Origi. I at the point I was asking myself, why did Origi not come on in the last game? You have the likes of Sangare and they have a good squad, and the fixtures are something. Morgan Gibbs White. I feel like it's a fixture they can escape. They can escape, but if they don't get away with it, I won't be surprised. I feel like Luton will actually go down.
I think with Nottingham Forest fixtures, they look like someone who can get it.
They have a chance.
Sheffield United, I think that would be a little bit tricky because they are going to Sheffield United's home ground.
Bramall Lane.
And Bramall Lane, I think they will want to entertain their fans. We have relegated.
We have nothing to lose.
We want to give it to you guys. So I think it will be it will be a tricky call.
For you, there's no entertainment anymore for Sheffield. There's no entertainment anymore for Sheffield.
Wow.
No. Which entertainment?
The only entertainment they receive is conceding goals.
Conceding goals. No, I think if you're a Sheffield United fan right now, if you're going to the stadium to watch a match, you should just go there to celebrate the opposition.
Yes.
Once the opponent scores,
to enjoy the atmosphere.
You can't be that bad. No, you can't be that bad.
That's what you do, honestly. If you're a Sheffield United fan. And there is a question that a big fan of the podcast actually asked me to ask you guys. Bayern Leverkusen are in a very, very, very wonderful run right now. I think they are about to do the unthinkable. They are about to do something that has never been done before. Going an entire season without losing a game. Because mentally, these guys are becoming so stubborn. I think it's not a mental, it's not a tactical thing. So the fan of the podcast asked me to ask you, if they finish the season unbeaten, Bayern Leverkusen, would it be a big achievement than that of Arsenal's invincible?
If at the time recording, Leverkusen are still unbeaten. So if they go the entire season in all competition, unbeaten, all competition, then it's, for me, I feel like it's a greater feat than that of the invincible. Because let's remember, this is Xabi Alonso's first gig as a man. You can put a debate for the league that the league is a farmers league. Bro, Bayern has been there over 12 years. They have been there for ages, winning the league, and they have never gone unbeaten in the Bundesliga.
Do you think?
And now they are in Europe. You get me? They are in European sports, and then they are even on course on winning the treble. They are on course on winning the treble. So I feel like if they should go on out to end the season unbeaten, it's, for me, it's greater than that of the invisible.
Do you think?
I think I'll dispute that because for Arsenal doing that in the Premier League, it speaks volume. You understand? The Premier League is one of is the biggest league in the world. If I'm not disputing that, so you having a whole season, playing, having this invisible legs of the season. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
This season actually, what I believe is that Bayern not having a good season actually contributed to what happened to Bayern Leverkusen.
No.
Because if Bayern has this kind of good season, Bayern will still be up
Now
there.
let me remind you. The reason Bayern has been having bad season for 2-3 seasons now. But the reason it has never been obvious is because they have not been a big challenger. You get me? And that is why Leverkusen has stepped in. You remember Dortmund had to do the bottle job for Bayern to win the last league. I don't know if you get. Bayern had to do the bottle job, but Dortmund has to do the bottle job for Bayern to win the last league. And league before, even the Bundesliga fell off at a point because you look at a league where you saw Aubameyang, Lewandowski winning the Golden Boot with 30 plus goals, Goku winning it with, and you went on injury and then won it with whatever you won it with. I feel like the Bayern has fallen off since, but they never had a real challenger. That team that would keep them off their feet. That real proper team. And that is what Leverkusen has done this season. And if they were doing it just only in the league, it would have been a different ballgame. The Invincible never did it in Europe. It's not like Invincible that season went on to win a treble, or they went on to win a domestic treble, or whatever. They won just the league, the golden EPL title. I don't know if you get. This is as at the time recording, Leverkusen are 1 foot away from winning the poker, the DFB poker. They've already won the league, and now
they are still in the Europa League.
They are still in the Europa League as at the time of recording. So I feel like if they end the entire season in all competition, if you can't factor the league. Let me remind you, this same Arsenal team had the likes of Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Gilberto Silva, and whatnot. So Campbell and all of that, and Cole.
What I would say is, I think if they go the season unbeaten, it will be a big achievement than that. It will be a bigger achievement rather than that of the.
Sometimes you have to consider the league.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes you have to consider the league.
Now, what I would say is, now you look at a team like Arsenal before the invincible season. They've won the English Premier League before the invincible season.
Exactly.
And you still have some core members of that squad that did that title winning season. I think it was 01-02 season, which they won. I think it was Arsenal season then. Now Arsenal have been doing it. Now going into the season, if you say okay, it's possible that Arsenal go the season unbeaten. Everybody will have said, okay, it's possible. Now look at a team like Manchester City in this modern era. If you say, okay, you will look at Man City's fixtures, and you say, oh, they can actually go the season unbeaten. Everybody will say, oh, well, that's possible.
It's possible.
But if you place a case for Bayern Leverkusen
at the start of the season, because there was a point all of us were hoping they would lose.
They would lose.
It's not.
I want you to know something. Let's assume that as Bayern Leverkusen are unbeaten in their league, which is Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Let's assume same thing is happening in England in the Premier League. Compare if it was, I'm just assuming. You understand? Maybe we have this Bayern Leverkusen, they are unbeaten. So we have this Man City, they are also unbeaten in the Premier League. The same tally, the same number of matches. I'm very certain people will believe that okay, Manchester City are greater than Bayern Leverkusen.
There's this factor. The thing is, when they call English,
because sometimes.
Let me remind you. Let me break something down for you. People tend to call English Premier League the best league in the world.
We all know it's the best league in the world.
And then you call the French.
No, you know what? I want you to retract that word "tent."
No, I want the best league in the world. Yes,
they are right.
Commercially, yes, but as competitively, it's not even competitive than Serie A for the last 3 to 4 seasons.
No. Don't say that.
Yeah,
no, you know why I don't say that?
Okay,
because when we compare the points that you have to accumulate to win the Premier League, you know the league is up there compared to any other leagues. But for you to win the Premier League right now, you have to accumulate nothing less than close to 90-something points. And it has been like that for a while.
And
that shows being ruled by one team. Being ruled by one team.
Would you say a league that is dominated by Manchester City for the past 6-7 years
is not a farmers league?
It's not a farmers league.
Manchester City, they have been dominated by Manchester City, but Manchester City knows one thing. They know that for them to keep winning that league every season, they have a mountain or a mole to climb. You understand me? It's not easy. Let's assume Manchester City is in Bundesliga. I'm just assuming that okay, we have this set of Man City squad.
Yeah.
They're in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
I'm very certain Bayern will have a chance. Bayern will never have a chance.
Bayern Leverkusen.
No, Bayern Munich will never have a chance. They will win.
Now let me remind you. This is the same German Bundesliga.
It takes a lot of hard work from Pep Guardiola, which is a very brilliant coach with a lot of brilliant players for Manchester City to dominate. Right now, they are not even dominating.
I want to ask you one thing.
They are not even dominating.
He will still run home with the trophy.
I want to ask you one thing now. we have some great managers in the world. I'm going to list some managers for you right now. Pep Guardiola, Don Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, Jürgen Klopp, probably maybe we'll say Luis Enrique. All these managers, none of them has ever done a missing.
This is now, remember, this is Xabi Alonso's first big ever gig, and this is Bayern Leverkusen first league in over 120 years.
And I will tell you one thing: these managers that I've listed, Carlo Ancelotti has coached in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich. Pep Guardiola has done it in Bayern Munich. None of them was able to achieve that invisible feat. So if they should go the season unbeaten, I think it's a big achievement than whatever Arsenal portrays.
Okay, assuming Pep Guardiola is in Bayern Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Like Bayern Munich has a very rough season. The season is very rough for Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm.
We all know Dortmund. Dortmund are just always in mid. Sometimes they compete, sometimes they don't compete. They are just there. Yeah. You understand? Are you telling me that Pep Guardiola is not going to do the same thing?
Why did he do it?
Why did he do it when he was at the Bundesliga?
Because he never coached another team rather than Bayern Munich.
But he had the greatest team in the Bundesliga back then, which was Bayern Munich. He had them in the Bundesliga back then. So why didn't he do the invisible? Why did he do all this?
Why did he do it? He had a lot of qualities at that time when he coached Bayern Munich.
Sometimes it's about how some things performed. It determines how you perform sometimes. You understand?
You cannot tell me the reason why you cannot tell me that
is. You know why I said it? The reason I said it was that, let's assume Liverpool, they are not declining mentally. They are up there. They are competing. We have this kind of Liverpool. We have Man City up there. You know, at the beginning of the season, Man City has this kind of rough start of the season. They are not up there. If Man City has had a good start, I'm very certain they will be way above Arsenal up there. So sometimes it depends on how other teams are performing. It can determine your season sometimes. Maybe if one team is not performing well, okay, that might help you to be up there. Because I can remember last season we won the league. And the reason we won the league was that Madrid are not having a good season.
Now I want to ask you, so the teams that have played so far in Europa also are not having a good season?
I'm not saying that.
They defeated West Ham. This was the same West Ham that denied him his title game. Not 2 games at the same.
That's not a league. That's a competitive cup. Everybody has
the factor is
now the funny thing is that these guys are
unbeaten in all competition. Not only the European competition, their local DF poker, and now the Bundesliga.
What they are doing has never been done before in Europe top 5 league. We have never seen it before. Going unbeaten in all competitions. We are saying Arsenal are invisible. They are only invisible in the league. These guys are going invisible in all competition. Nobody is seeing them. You can't see them.
You can't see me.
They have thought to go. You can't see them.
I feel like if we can stretch this debate forever, but we should just leave it to.
What do you think?
But to me, guys, I believe Arsenal has done a lot compared to Bayern Leverkusen. I hope you guys understand my point of view.
Do you agree with his take that Arsenal's invisible is much more greater than that of Bayern Leverkusen, or would you say that what Bayern Leverkusen are doing is wonderful and is a bigger achievement than that of the invisibles? So your manager Xavi Hernandez announced that he is extending his contract after a lot of intensive Barcelona are currently in the meeting. We've been hearing a lot from Fabrizio. Barcelona in the meeting with Xavi Hernandez. Laporta is in the meeting with Xavi Hernandez. You know, a whole lot of things behind the scene. At the end of the day, they finally came to an agreement that Xavi is staying. As a Barcelona fan, do you think that's a wonderful decision?
As a Barcelona fan, it's a two-way team decision. Because right now, Xavi is putting himself at risk. Because he must make sure he delivers next season, or else he's going to regret his actions. Because I actually knew it right from time that he's going to stay. Because the other time that he announced that he was going to leave, it was just out of frustration. He was tired. The media are all upon him. You know, they were saying a lot of things about him, that maybe he's not the right man for the job. He's the kind of small manager, all those kind of things. He just have to clear his head and, you know, just say something to redirect the media to the other side. Deep inside him, he knows he was going to stay. You understand? But the main thing right now is that he have to make sure he makes his decision right. Because any slack next season, this media are going to be on him again. You understand me? And right now, it's very tedious for him. Because let's assume Mbappe finally ends it in Real Madrid. Next season is going to be a very tough one for us. So he has to make his decision when it comes to signing bringing the right players in and knowing the right players to go. You understand me?
For me, I feel like you said, it's a two-way thing. If he agreed to stay with full backing, financial backing of the club, then it's a good thing. But if he agreed to stay because the club see him as someone to pass time with for due to their current situation, then it's a bad thing. Because me, honestly, when he said he was leaving, I've given Xavi a lot of stick on this podcast. But when he said he was leaving, I felt happy for him because I felt like he needed a better environment.
Yes.
With a better environment.
Less stressful
environment.
Yes.
Because
less stressful environment.
Real Madrid job, Barcelona job, and that of Man United are like the three biggest job in world football.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to put your head on the line. And for a young manager with so much pressure, I felt it was not needed. Now, it would be them setting him up to fail if they are not going to back him during the summer. If they are still going to keep on with this, the free transfer, the 5 million, 2 million, I don't know if
and
you get.
And a boy from Santa Ana Mountain in Argentina.
And if finance is going to be the main critical factor of Xavi excelling or failing, I can say he has 60% chances
Let me
failing.
Of failing because think Barcelona will not back him up with that money.
That's why I made the second option. I feel like they've weighed their options in the window and say, okay, no manager can come in right now and keep us afloat the way Xavi is doing it. You can't expect a Julian Nagelsmann or whoever wants to come in, or an Nancy Flick to come in to put their reputation on the line because of the financial situation. I don't know if you get, unless you are getting someone from your team B, and that you don't know if you are setting for it. So I feel like if they are not okay financially, I feel like they are just seeing Xavi as someone to pass time with for the main time. You know, when your wife travel and you just call your side chick over, okay, let's pass time for the main time. That's what they are doing with Xavi Hernandez.
So what do you think will be a successful season for Xavi Hernandez next season?
A successful season for Xavi Hernandez next season is that, because I'm sorry to say this, if Mbappe comes in next season, I can assure you we should just forget about the league. Because we should forget about the league. So a successful season for Xavi next season is going to be the Copa del Rey and the Spanish Super Cup.
For me,
what about the Champions League? So for someone who got into the Champions League quarterfinals this season, for the Catalonian faithfuls, they will feel like, okay, we should be
for me, sorry to cut you short. For me, I don't know for others. There are many yardsticks to measure success for a manager. Trophy alone cannot be just success.
But trophy is
the end goal. You get me?
But
if the board don't act properly as they should, if he wins the La Liga, then he's a miracle worker. If he wins the La Liga, he's a miracle worker. But
which we all know is going to be difficult.
But if he has the proper backing of the club, then I cannot factor it to, okay, you need to get something. Okay, you get to the semi-finals of the Champions League this season. I feel like you should reach that height and get one of your local cups.
But definitely, no matter what is going on behind the scene, for every Barcelona fan, the minimum is winning the La Liga.
That's the benchmark. That's the benchmark for every minimum for every
and for Xavi Hernandez that has, in his first full season, delivered the La Liga, a lot of fans will feel like, oh, you should give us this thing back.
I think right now, Xavi needs to shouldn't shy away from the fact that he has to move his eyes from winning the Champions League and let's focus on La Liga for now. I know what I'm saying.
You know what you are saying?
Yes, not to mount a lot of pressure on himself. I'm a Barca fan, so I know how things are working. We don't have the quality of players. We don't have the finance to bring in players that can win the Champions League for us. We know what it takes to win the Champions League. We all know it. Man City are there. We have a lot of fantastic teams that are ready to win the Champions League.
And I think Barcelona right now, they're going for some misplaced priorities. I've been seeing this Bernardo Silva thing flying all around. For me, I don't think Barcelona still need a Bernardo.
He said it all. He said it all the other time he said something. He said finance. We don't have the finance. Those are the kind of players we can have for now. Experienced players. People that are willing to play for the team. Not people that we are trying to force to the team with money that, okay, we need you. Maybe Chelsea wants to sign you.
But if you
are bringing, for me, I get your point. If you are bringing in a Bernardo Silva, who does he replace?
Now, if you look at the midfield profile of Barcelona are so blessed in the midfield. You have Gundo, you have Frankie, you have Gavi, you have Femi Lopez, you have Pedri,
you have Roberto, who is also staying.
You have Sergio Roberto. Now the Barcelona, if you look at the entire Barcelona team, if Robert Lewandowski is not playing, there is this boy from Santa Ana Mountain.
Victor Iroko. I call him Victor Iroko. Let me remind you something. What of Mark Guehi? I said it on this podcast that 6 months after he scored that goal, I would ask you about his whereabouts. Where is he?
Magui is still in Bakabi.
He's still in Bakabi. You told us he was the truth. No. He was the way and the life.
When it comes to the likes of Victor Roku, people are just expecting a lot from him. Even in the Brazilian league, he's not even up there. You understand? So it's a prospect. It's a future. We know what we want. What we want is a very good winger in the right wing, in the left wing, and a striker that can back up Lewandowski. Lewandowski is getting old. He's not that fast and that clinical.
You need before all of this, you need a pivot,
a deep line playmaker,
a number 6.
A number 6. I think Barcelona haven't done well
replacing their legend. I think I was having that conversation.
My boy is coming.
I was having that conversation on your platform. I said Bas Xavi Hernandez, who they replaced with Ivan Rakitic, who I believe is one of the greatest midfielders of the generation, Ivan Rakitic. Barcelona has never done well replacing their legends. They tried to replace Iniesta with Coutinho when they tried.
It hasn't gone well.
It backfired. Yeah. They tried to replace this guy Neymar Jr. with Ousmane Dembele. Dembele came and he opened a pharmacy in Barcelona. Okay. He opened a pharmacy. It has never gone well. Luis Suarez, till date, you've still not gotten that guy.
Yes.
Lionel Messi left. You never prepared for life after Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
And now Busquets has gone. He's gone. No life after Busquets. I feel like the club has been poorly run.
Deep inside, it was from the very past outgoing president, which is Bartomeu. There has been a lot of fraudulent activity in the team. Even all those players we were signing then, it was due to fraudulent acts, and Messi was covering our house. You understand what I'm saying? Messi was there covering us up.
Yeah.
But so right now, everything is exposed.
Because if you look at Madrid, you see they are preparing for life after Modric and Kroos. Because it's after the Gula's goal. He said when Madrid was getting him, they promised him he would be the replacement for Luka Modric. You've seen them. They've brought in the likes of Jude Bellingham, Camavinga, Aurelien Tchouameni. That was why they were able to sell Casemiro comfortably, which they later shipped in an Indian man to Man United. That was why they were able to sell Casemiro comfortably, because they have already prepared for a life.
Indian man.
And yet the one playing for Man United right now is an Indian man.
It looks like all those Indian men that
sells that kebab. That sells kebab.
The Brazilian Casemiro is in Brazil.
He's in Brazil. He has taken holiday. The one in Man United sells kebab in India. So I feel like Barcelona also has been poorly run. But that is a conversation for another day, because Barcelona are the Spanish Man United in terms of the structure of the and all of that.
But we are united.
But you are united. But there is no united. There is no unity in United. There is no unity in United.
Manchester is not united.
Barcelona is united.
So there's this debate I want to ask you guys. Liverpool have been so successful in the last few years. Just because Klopp is going, I feel we need to talk about something very, very interesting that happened during his tenure. About 3 years ago, the then sporting director, Michael Edwards, all of a sudden tendered resignation that he was leaving Liverpool Football Club. And Klopp and the likes, they took over operational aspects of the thing, not only football side. They took over the operational aspect. It was acting as that manager. Now, what I want to ask is, the prime years of Liverpool are always hailed for bringing in those wonderful transfers. They were like the benchmark for going into transfer market. You want to copy Liverpool. You want to see how they are doing it. It was very wonderful. If they signed 10 players, about 9 of them will be absolutely wonderful. Now, after Michael Edwards left, there have been a lot of transfers at Liverpool that the fans feel like, no, they haven't stepped us up to the level we want.
Bringing in new players.
Yeah, when Liverpool got an Alisson Becker, Virgil van Dijk, there was that immediate impact. Yes. There was that immediate impact, and you could see that, these are the players that they were missing before. So after Michael Edwards left, the players that have come in since then
have been mediocre.
God bless you. Darwin Núñez, he hasn't been that. Gravenberch. I feel Liverpool didn't even need to sign the guy. I don't understand why Liverpool signed the guy. Dominic Szoboszlai hasn't been that guy. Luis Diaz
has been off and on.
I feel Luis Diaz is someone like
he's trying for you. He's trying.
I don't know how to describe him. I feel someone who is speeding on the highway and doesn't get
a trailer without brake.
Just speeding on the highway and you know that you're not getting to your destination.
He plays like this guy that used to be at United, Daniel James. He just run aimlessly.
Everything.
Just run aimlessly.
He just causes chaos. And at the end of the day,
for me, one of the biggest factor to success as a club is your recruitment. Earlier when this podcast journey started, I made a statement on this podcast that Man City and Liverpool had laid a blueprint for world football on how a rebuild should be done and how a club should be run. For me, I would agree with the opinion of you factor it to Michael Edward, because you can be a great manager, but with the wrong recruitment, you are nothing. Yeah. And now let me put it out there: you can be a great tactician and have a terrible talent ID. Yeah. Number one is Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel has one of the most horrible talent ID and one of the worst man management.
And he's a very wonderful tactician.
But he's a very wonderful tactician. You can have a very good talent ID and be a mediocre tactician. I don't know if you get.
And that is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Thank you. But you can have both. That is what makes you generational.
Yeah.
That is what, for me, yeah. Because if you look, there was a recent report that the people at the aim of affair of Liverpool never wanted Darwin Núñez. They wanted Christopher Nkunku to replace Roberto Firmino. Yes. That was a proper signing Michael Edward would have gone for.
Yeah.
Other than getting a Darwin Núñez. Jürgen Klopp pushed for Darwin Núñez. Yes. I don't know if you get. So for me, yeah, you might factor the fact that this guy, Jürgen Klopp, is a great manager, whatever you put him or whatever you think he is. But his recruitment has been
questionable.
It has been below par. Yeah. Because if you look at the likes of, okay, I was having a conversation with a fan of the podcast, one of the biggest supporters of the podcast. I forgot, Muller. You guys should remember him. We made a statement. We're having a conversation, and me and you had that conversation earlier this season about McAllister. McAllister is not a proper Liverpool material, in as much as he's performing. McAllister would have done much more well at a Manchester City or an Arsenal. Those are the kind of core it should have done well. And do you see people like Gallagher, the likes of Gavi, those pressing machines?
Those are proper.
Because if you look at the midfield trio that Michael Edward era used, was the likes of Wijnaldum, Fabinho, and Ederson. They were not technically elite. Yeah. They were not like the likes of David Silva, Bernardo Silva, who were their counterparts at that moment. But they were key to the system. They were the pressing machine of the system. They were ready to run and have 30 minutes without getting tired.
And I feel one of those things that in the last few years since Michael Edward left, the growing influence of Klopp actually was, let me say, complemented by Pep Linders, the assistant manager at Liverpool. Because if you look at some signings, Liverpool had to switch from that heavy metal. They wanted to start adding a little bit of technicality to the game.
Other than physicality.
And pace. Probably maybe because you want to evolve, maybe because of Pep influence and all of that. Now, you look at the signings, Gakpo was, this guy was the one who actually recommended Gakpo. Pep Linders, the assistant manager. It was one who recommended Gakpo to the team that Liverpool should go for Gakpo. He sees him as Roberto Firmino's replacement. A player like Alexis McAllister, those are players like, you look at them, they are very wonderful footballers. But can they really bring that intensity
to the team? For what the team is known for.
For what the team is known for. I can still place a debate that, okay, the likes of Luis Diaz, the likes of Darwin Núñez, you can say that, okay, they are proper Klopp type of player.
And Luis Diaz is a proper heavy metal style.
Yeah, but the fact that that industrious midfield is not there again. Now, if you look at the entire Liverpool, when Liverpool signed in the summer, Gravenberch, Endo, McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai. The only one among them who provides intensity is Dominic Szoboszlai.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, he later got injured.
That is why when I see people try to push the agenda of money is the reason why Liverpool is crumbling, that is total crap.
Whoever is telling you that money is the reason why Liverpool crumbled, you need to ask them to check their brain. If the person is a sport analyst, you need to tell him to revisit his books.
Because if you look at the recruitment and how they were replaced, you'd ask yourself some certain questions. Does this profile match?
Match.
Because the past recruitment from Michael Edward was based on physicality and pace, intensity,
and strength.
Now you moved from that sign of recruitment, leaving the recruitment to Jürgen Klopp, and him bringing in more of technical and conservative players. Yes. I don't know if you get. So I feel like the recruitment of Jürgen Klopp, which is basically let's not sugarcoat it. This talent ID has not been actually as elite as people thought it was.
Yeah, and I think FSG actually calling back Michael Edwards. It's one of those reasons that people don't know. That's one of the reasons why Klopp is leaving.
Yes,
they are not
in good terms.
He's not on good terms. So immediately FSG started that idea.
Now, let's go back to something. It might also be the reason why there might be disunity in the dressing room. Because you might see the carcass of Michael Edwards. Oh, we owe you loyalty, and you see the club carcass and all of that.
And I'm very certain some players in the dressing room, they'll be saying the same thing. That new set of players that are coming in.
And that is one of those things that Michael Edwards had to take in when he's making the decision to sign Anslot. Anslot is not signed as a manager; he's signed as an head coach. He's just an head coach.
Yeah,
he just trained the first.
Yeah, there was a report that came out that they would be going for a more suited coach than a more popular coach. I don't know if you get that. Is a proper Michael Edwards signing. If Michael Edwards was at Liverpool, I can tell you out there that Mohamed Kudus would have never gone to West Ham.
If Michael Edwards was at Liverpool,
that was a proper Michael Edwards Liverpool.
Liverpool are getting the Bellingham. Definitely,
yes.
He's very good at negotiation. Look at the embarrassment of Moses Caicedo. Liverpool brought in 111 something for Moses Caicedo, and the next morning it was like it never happened.
Look at there's this other guy.
The two teams reach agreement.
Romeo Lavia.
Those signings were the signings you just see that this club is deviating from what they should be.
For what they should be, and those panic signings, like you didn't plan them very well. You didn't plan them very well. You had 111. Dortmund requested 80 million for Jude, and you pulled out of the race. Yeah, and you had 111 for Moses Caicedo. So you look at those things and you question it a lot. So I want to ask you guys, who would you give credit for that Liverpool prime years? Do you think the credit should go to Jürgen Klopp as the manager who done a lot of things for Liverpool, or the man behind the scene, Michael Edwards, who brought in those superstars that we all call the modern day Liverpool legends? Let's know your thoughts in that comment section. There's a debate flying around on Nigeria's space right now. And I think I want to ask you football brain with me. David Raya, someone said he doesn't deserve the Golden Glove. This guy is the one leading the he has most clean sheets in the league,
and his team is up there.
His team is up there, and some people feel that he doesn't deserve the Golden Glove. Prosper, this is against your goalie.
This is against football, not my goalie. This is an atrocious sin against football, not my goalie.
Why would someone?
I'm expecting that grammar.
No, the thing is,
I think that's
Michael Richard said something here that it feels like when it's Arsenal, everybody wants to talk.
Yeah.
When it's Arsenal, everybody wants to talk because this has been the criteria for winning the Golden Glove. I feel even the FIFA World Cup, most clean sheets goes home with the Golden Glove.
Yes.
So why do you come out and said this season the criteria should be changed? Now you want to place me. I believe before I speak anything, I believe that 70% of the reason a keeper keeps the clean sheet is because of the defense. Now,
and we are forgetting that a goalie is also part of the defense.
Now, this same defense line, Aaron Ramsdale was on this same defense line last season with a player, Thomas Partey, as the number 6, which many people believe is better than Declan Rice. I don't know if you get. Now, people are failing to watch the game with their eyes open and their brains. They just watch the game with their eyes. Now, let me come back to this. These were the same people that have been placing a debate that Onana was better than De Gea last season. That De Gea should never leave. Today, De Gea still hasn't seen a club because goalkeeping has evolved. It's more beyond shot stopping. You made a video on your TikTok page where you were mentioning about proactive goalkeepers. That is what David Raya is. When you see a goalkeeper where once the team are in possession, he knows where to position himself to receive the pass comfortably and give the ball. I don't know if you get to recycle possession. One of the reasons Arsenal has been able to have good territorial game this season has been because of how proactive David Raya is.
Yeah.
You might come out to say the work of a goalkeeper is shot stopping, blah blah blah. The game has evolved.
I don't even think it should be a debate because based on stats, I think the goalkeeper of the season should be based on stats. And based on stats, based on the team performance, this guy is actually
now exactly. You can't tell me no. Let me remind you. You can't tell me. Sorry to cut you short. You can't tell me a keeper who had the most saves last season and this season has the less save. Your brain should be able to factor. Okay, why is this not this way? I don't know if you get.
And I think if you are going to place a debate that goalkeeping, the Golden Glove should be based on the highest number of saves, I think that would be given to all the smaller team goalies.
Luton's goalkeeper. If Baba, if you look at it, I want to go with a statement. If you have to go with that factor, then the golden boot race penalty should not be included.
Yes.
You can't factor that's a cheat goal.
Yes.
I don't know if you get. So if you have to give a golden boot, you have to give it to somebody with the highest non-penalty goals and he must have the best conversion rate.
Yes.
These things are
commonsensical things.
The thing is, you would never see a big team who their goalie saves shots every now and then. It is never ever possible
because they have quality defenders.
If you look at it in the past few seasons, who have been those ones that have won the golden glove? Ederson. These are guys that they rarely face shots during games. You can't tell me that Onana this season, Onana has had more shots saved because he's so exposed. His defense is so porous. That's why he's conceding chances over and over again. So you don't expect a big team competing for the title. You can expect their goalie to be conceding chances over and over again.
For a team that minimizes the opponent's chances.
It's a lame debate.
Now, let me put out the statistics out there. Man United alone has conceded more expected goals than Man City and Arsenal combined this season.
Could you imagine?
You see two teams who limit their opponents from creating so much. Now, if you watch Man City game, let me go to Man City, who are the fathers of the team. If you watch a Man City game, when Ederson is on the pitch, they concede less shots because he's a proactive goalkeeper who knows how to recycle possession, who knows where to be to receive the pass and all of that. But when Ortega is on the pitch, you see him making so much acrobatic save because he can't be as proactive as Ederson tends to be.
Same thing implies to Keller and Alisson Becker.
Thank you.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. So I think you need to ask yourself that: do we want to give the Golden Glove to a Luton goalkeeper? Do
you really want to talk about this?
You don't want to do that debate. And I want to ask you guys a question. If you are given if you're given this how do I put it? If you are to take a player to take a last minute penalty for you that will save your life, there are a lot of good penalty takers out there, but a gun to your head, if this guy should score the pen, your life is saved. If this guy should miss the pen, you're getting the bullet.
Can I have a Jorginho?
He missed it. Missed at the Euros. He missed at the Euros.
Every good penalty taker once misses. But to me, he's one of my best penalty taker.
Okay,
Jorginho.
I think it got to my head. I'll just go for Lionel Messi. Yeah,
wow.
I'll go for.
I have three players who are not popular. I would either go with Ivan Toney, or Yaya Toure, or Ashley Maitland-Niles, the former Arsenal boy. But for me right now, I'll go for Ashley Maitland-Niles.
Let me have my Jorginho.
Yeah, you have your Jorginho.
My Jorginho last time.
Just give me Lionel Messi. I can trust him. It got to my head. Leo, do your thing. You're saving.
I have an agenda about Messi with pressure, but we'll leave that topic for another day.
You think Messi crumbles under pressure?
Not really.
There's nothing I like about Jorginho. No matter the pressure, if he wants to play the penalty, he's never under pressure.
You can't play the penalty with pressure on your shoulder.
And if Messi would not answer my call, Mr. Dependable James Mina, you'll be there for me. James Mina, don't be surprised.
I would say, if I speak, there will be fire. There will be fire.
James Mina is very dependable.
I prefer not to speak.
When it comes to penalties, let's shake the table a bit. Let's shake the table. Start one, sub one, sell one edition. This will be very, very tricky, guys. It will be very, very tricky. It's used like you are shaking the table. If you are a fanboy of some certain English footballers, look away. Start one, sub one, and sell one. Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka and Phil Foden. If you're a manager, you have to make that.
This is where I would create a lot of problems with a lot of people because, like they said, it seems I'm not the controversial one. I speak the truth and I see it as controversy. But for me, I'm not taking anything away from the ice cold Palmer. He's having a brilliant season, and for someone who has the same non-penalty goals as Kai Havertz this season in the Premier League, I will sell him. I'm not pushing an agenda with Kai Havertz. I'm just being sarcastic. He's having a brilliant season. About 20 goals, 9 assists, and all of that. But I feel like the likes of Bukayo and Foden has done it in a longer while. I don't know if you get, but this should not be a one-season fluke. I don't know if you get. He will become a great player. He would eventually become a great player if he keeps up these numbers consistently. But for right now, I'll bench him. Now, this debate has been a debate I have always avoided, like that of Messi and Ronaldo. Messi, Saka, Foden, Saka has always been one. Foden, Saka has always been a debate I always avoid because in as much as I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm also a Foden lover. You get, but I would bench Phil
Foden.
I'll bench Phil and I'll start my star boy Omoro.
I'll sell Cole.
I'll sell Code. You should go and cash Code outside.
Hey, Chip. How would you do?
I think I won't want to gamble on Cole Palmer because it's just actually doing this. So I don't know what's going to happen next season, and I won't want a situation whereby people start blaming me that why do you go for this Cole Palmer? That guy actually did it in the season. I think I'll start with Foden. I've seen him a lot of time. He has been doing it over the years. Even when he's not up there, the little chance that was given to him by Pep Guardiola is always out there proving himself. That I'm dependable. You can actually rely on me. So right now this season, he has actually showed everyone what he's able, what he's capable of. So I'll start with Foden, and I think I'll put Saka on the bench because over the years we've seen a lot about Saka. He should be up there, but right now I think I'll choose Foden over him, and I'll sell the Cole Palmer.
So I think I'll go a little bit against the odds here. For me, if I am a manager, I think I'll start Starboy Bukayo Saka. I think he's a very, very wonderful guy who can stretch the opposition back line for me. I think he can hug the touchline very well, do a lot of damages.
And he's reliable.
He's reliable, cut inside on his strong left foot. I can't just see anybody starting for me apart from Saka. Then on the bench, I'm going to go a Cole Palmer.
Wow.
To be on the bench.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Phil Foden, I know you're having a wonderful season. Foden might be the PFA player of the season. But I'll sell Phil Foden. Now, the reason why I said this, Cole Palmer, I see him someone who is very, very effective in that number 10 role. I think he's so very effective. I think he's someone I can bring on that can do the difference. He can make a difference for me. I'm not taking anything away from Phil Foden, but I think Cole Palmer coming in on that left foot into those zone 14, doing the damage. I just see Cole Palmer on my bench, and Phil Foden, you're going definitely. I see Phil Foden as someone who thrives under Pep Guardiola system. That's what we are.
Wow. That is a heavy lash. He said, aside, basically, let me rephrase it.
You know what he's trying to do?
Yeah.
It's like you are gambling.
Yeah, let me rephrase the statement. Let me rephrase the statement. He said, without Guardiola's system, there is no Foden.
Yeah.
That is what DF Kenny said.
100%. Without Pep Guardiola's system, there is no Foden.
Bro, that was right.
It thrives under Pep Guardiola's system.
We'll come back during the Euros.
Yeah.
We'll come back during the Euros and we'll have this chat.
That one is right here. I'm holding it.
Definitely. So we have to have the weekend review. A lot of wonderful games coming up in the weekend. There is still a game that might decide the destination of the Premier League title, and that is Arsenal hosting Bournemouth. A very, very tricky game because Bournemouth are on a very wonderful run. They have their best points accumulated in a single Premier League season. Their highest points accumulated.
I said it earlier that Arsenal are now a mentality monster. If Arsenal can actually keep their head up, with the same mentality they've been bringing in week in, week out, they should actually beat Bournemouth.
Arsenal at Bournemouth early kickoff on Saturday for me is a very bad omen. I hate early kickoffs. I've always had this superstitious.
But that shouldn't be an excuse.
I've always had this superstitious.
That shouldn't be an excuse.
No, I'm heading somewhere. I've always had this superstitious belief that early kickoffs are always setups. You get so. I don't think it would be a ride over because Bournemouth are actually a good team. They are doing something magnificent so far this season. They've been very good. They've been one of those consistent mid-table teams this season. For me, I'll go for a slim Arsenal victory.
Okay, was it last season when
Reece Nelson moment? That moment is forever in my head.
So Arsenal fans will know that a Bournemouth coming to Emirates is not
easy peasy.
But like I said the other time, with that same mentality, they just have to keep their heads up. You understand me? They just have to keep it up. If they keep it up, we can actually be surprised. That it's going to be
it can still go the way the Chelsea game
because the way Arsenal has been playing these days, they are not scared of no one. Their heads are up high.
So you're seeing a win for Arsenal.
A comfortable win.
Wow, a comfortable win. What about you, Prosper?
I said that Arsenal a slim victory, possibly.
Victory. Okay, I think I'll go for Arsenal as well. It will only be a deluded statement if I should say Bournemouth to win it. So Wolverhampton are going into the Lions Den at the Etihad. They are going to face Manchester City at the Etihad. What do you think about it?
I've always made a statement that Guardiola is a man on the mission.
We live in his world.
We live in his world. And a man on a mission is almost unstoppable.
Do you see him as a wounded lion?
He's a wounded lion because he made a statement a few months ago that he has 99.9% chance of winning the treble.
Okay.
And now he's in the FA Cup final and he has left the Champions League. The Premier League looks like the only thing he can hold on to right now. The only tangible thing he can hold on to right now. I feel like he won't let it slip. The Wolves will go back on
wounded.
Brutally wounded.
What I actually see is that Wolves has always been a team. They have always been in the Premier League season in, season out. They are always a fighter. Never been in the relegation zone till the last day. And what I believe right now is any team that meets the like of Arsenal, Man City, they will be ready to face them to the finish because they know the mentality they are bringing. Right now, Arsenal wants to face Bournemouth. Bournemouth actually have this kind of thing in mind that we just have to.
We can make a statement with Arsenal.
We can make a statement with Arsenal, and same thing implies to Wolves. Wolves want a situation whereby we can make a statement with Man City. We don't want you guys to beat us. We are not going to let you win this league because I can totally say it. Other lower teams are not happy with the way they are not up there, and they don't want this to win. They don't want that to win. All those kind of things.
They want to cause upset.
It might come as a win for Man City, but it's going to be a very slim victory.
Wow.
Because I believe Wolves are going to fight, but they will go wounded.
Score prediction. Score prediction.
I think it's going to be like a 2-1.
Score prediction.
3-1.
3-0 Man City.
Let's go to Man City. Man City are going to concede.
Let's go to the London derby, Chelsea West Ham.
With Chelsea, you don't even know what to expect.
You don't know what to expect.
With Chelsea, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what to look forward to. But West Ham are in a fine form right now, and they are also fighting for European spots. Chelsea had their fate in their hand, and the £1 billion bottled it away because they should have been above Man United if they had a result at Burnley and Wolves, Burnley and Sheffield. So I feel like it won't be an easy game. If Chelsea are to win, it won't be an easy game. But their form at home this season has been excellent. They have been doing well at home, so I expect a Chelsea win, Chelsea victory.
I don't expect the Chelsea win because I've been disappointed a lot of time when it comes to Chelsea, and I don't even know what to say. So I think I'll go for a draw. I'll go for a draw.
Yeah,
I'll go for a draw.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a probably maybe a 2-2 draw, something like that. Crystal Palace and Manchester United. The entertaining and the dynamic teams.
Man United that is not United.
In Eric Ten Hag's world, the most entertaining team in the English Premier League, playing against Crystal Palace.
Who is at home?
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace is at home.
Yeah.
That's going to be a difficult match, but we know Manchester United, they are slim victories. Manchester United are going to come out on top.
But Selhurst Park has not been a great place for opposition in recent times.
It doesn't be. It has always been like that. But I don't know how to explain Manchester United. Sometimes
They know how to get away with it.
When I try to explain Manchester United,
Your
it
head
feels
is very
cloudy.
you.
You know, I grow this kind of headache. You know, I don't know. Manchester United sometimes they lose, sometimes they win.
That is why
things-
Ten Hag said they are so entertaining. Because you don't know what to
don't know
expect.
what
they are unpredictable. You know, Crystal Palace has been in a very fine form, but at the end of the day, I think with the help of their main man, which is Bruno Fernandes, there will be a win.
Bruno,
With
okay.
Eberechi out, possibly coming back, and then Olise,
They have this guy that is on point, Mateta. Mateta is
and then
Mateta is in fine form.
you should also put into consideration that United players, a lot of them are back. Just when they are about to play Arsenal, a lot of them are back. I feel like Palace can do a damage,
It can do a damage.
but like you said, United just has a way of getting away with it.
Everything seems cloudy.
Yeah, United has a way of getting away with it. So I see a draw.
A draw.
Yeah.
Okay. I see Crystal Palace slim victory.
Wow.
Crystal Palace.
Because you know, going into the FA Cup final, I think Manchester United will want to create this kind of
Momentum.
big momentum or mentality to go into the final against Manchester City. So that was why I actually came into the conclusion whereby there will be a slim victory against Crystal Palace.
They will get away with it.
Yes, they will get away with it.
Okay. So Liverpool against Tottenham.
I think I'm very scared of a goalless draw. But I know it might not be a goalless draw actually. But Liverpool has been in a very, very degrading form right now. So it's always very hard for me to even know what is going to happen. And Spurs has been in a very good form. I don't know why Spurs are picking form towards the end of the season. I'm very surprised about that. But to me, I see a draw.
I see a Liverpool win. Liverpool are a wounded lion. Then they need to make a statement for everything not to go bad. And then going to Anfield for Spurs right now would be the last thing.
And I think Liverpool will be on a revenge because there is this officiating that went against Liverpool at the start of the season
Coming
at
from a Liverpool fan.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which was kind of something that shaped Liverpool's season. Because if Liverpool had not lost that game, then I think the first game Liverpool would have lost would be against Arsenal at Emirates this season. So I think going into that game, a lot of Liverpool fans really want to damage Spurs' Champions League hope.
Yes.
Because Spurs are fighting for the Champions League spot with Aston Villa and the like. So this is not about me being a Liverpool fan. I see Liverpool winning the game.
Yeah, I see them winning also.
I see a draw.
You see a draw?
Yes.
Okay. We will see to that.
I see a draw.
This has been a very wonderful episode of the podcast Football on Autumn. Please make sure to click on the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you drop your comments, like this video, share this video. If you're watching on TikTok, make sure you tap the plus button to follow the podcast page. Drop your comments, like, share the videos to your friend. And till the next episode of the podcast, we will see you guys. And we are signing out today. My name is T. Kenny. If you don't know my name before, my name is Kenny. And I'm signing out with your honorable controversial Prosper Westman. And A-Trip is also signing out with us as well. And till we see you guys on the next podcast, take care of yourself.